For this session, set up an area roughly 30 by 30 yards for a 4v4 practice and split it into equal sized rectangles as shown in a diagram. You should have at least 4 squares more than players, so 8 players would equal a minimum of 12 squares. The teams play a possession practice, try to keep the ball amongst their team, with the other team trying to win the ball and maintain possession themselves. Play 3-minute games but use the following rules. In game 1, the rule is that if you receive a ball in a square with no other players in it, your team will get a point. Then progress this to game 2, that if you receive a ball in a square with no other player in, and then you take your first touch into a square with nobody in it as well, you get 3 points for your team. Now the coaching points that you're working on this one, first one is spread out, so make sure that as a team you're spreading out, so that will create more space for individual players within the session. Make sure players are using clever movements to get away from defenders. When a defender is in your square, try to get away from them. Don't run in straight lines, change direction constantly, and then accelerate away into space in another square that has been left. And finally, players need to be aware of everything going around them and then think about how they use their first touch. So be aware of where defenders and the space is around you before you receive the ball, then take your first touch away from that defender and into the space that is left.